Hello everyone, my name is Priyanka Goswami, Assistant Professor, GL Bajaj Institute of Management Research, Greater Noida. Today we are going to discuss staffing and recruitment in the lecture number 12. Today we are going to cover these topics. Number 1 is introduction of staffing, then meaning of recruitment, then features, importance and process of recruitment. Let's start with the staffing introduction. Staffing involves the determination of manpower requirement of the enterprises and providing it with adequate competent people at all its level. Staffing is staffing is one of the major function of management, because without employees, without hiring people, without placing employees, we cannot get our work done, right? So obviously staffing is very important for any kind of management or for any organization. So staffing is where it is the process where first they have to identify the requirement of employees, and on the basis of that they hire the people, so that at all levels, so that competent people will work in the organization efficiently and effectively. The staffing function of management consists of few interrelated activities such as planning of human resource, recruitment, selection, placement, training and development, remuneration, performance, appraisal, promotion and transfer. Like staffing is not just hiring the people. Apart from hiring, they have to develop the people, they have to remunerate, they have to make updations in their remuneration, that means their salary, right? And apart from that, performance appraisal is also done by the staffing manager in the organization, where annually or time to time they take follow up of their performances. So we can say that performance appraisal is also the responsibility of staffing manager, and along with the performance appraisal, time to time they promote the people on the basis of their merits, on the basis of seniority, and they also give transfers to the people on the basis of the requirement of different branches. So this kind of activity is basically done by the staffing manager. So these are the functions of staffing which is performed by the staffing manager. All these activities make up the element of the process of staffing, and these are the elements. We can say that these are the function of staffing. These like recruitment, selection, placement, what is that? These are the elements of staffing, or we can say function of staffing, or we can say the process of staffing, because it goes in a series. Like number 1, we have to do this human resource planning. Once we done this human resource planning, then only we can go for recruitment. After recruitment, we can go for selection. So it goes in a series also. So in this way, we can say it is the element, it is the process, or it is the function of staffing. Thus, staffing plays a vital role in human resource planning. It ensures best utilization of manpower in the organization. That's why we say that staffing plays a very important role in human resource planning. Like to whom, how many people we have to recruit, what will be their specifications, what will be their description, the job description, right? So these kind of identification is done in human resource planning. So in this way we can say, and why we do this human resource planning, because on the basis of planning only we can hire the people, we can give our advertisement in the newspaper or in through different websites, right? So in this way we utilize the manpower in a better way, because first we have to identify that what kind of specification is needed to perform this particular job. So like on the basis of job demand, we have to see that do we have this kind of people in the organization? If not, then yes, we have to hire from the outside. So this kind of planning is very important in the organization by the staffing manager at initial stage. Staffing is the key to all managerial function. It helps to maintain a satisfactory workforce in an enterprise. We can say that staffing is the key of all the managerial functions. Like every department needs employees, and every employees will be hired by staffing, right? Staffing manager. So obviously staffing is what? It is the key. It is the key to all managerial functions. Like if I talk about, if I say that the finance department needs to work hard, or they have to achieve their goal which they have decided, right? So obviously for that their employees or their team member needs to work hard, and if they have rightly hired by the staffing manager, if they are rightly trained by the staffing manager, then only they can accomplish their departmental goal. Yes, so in this way we can say that staffing is the key to all managerial function. It helps to maintain a satisfactory workforce in an enterprise. And yes, staffing is the manager, or staffing is a function who is responsible for satisfactory workforce. That means those workforce who are working in the organization needs to be satisfied by the organization, and for that this staffing manager has to take care of those people. Staffing is concerned with manning various positions in the organization. Yes, staffing is concerned with manning various positions, like there are various positions exist in the organization, and staffing manager is the one who is responsible to fill those various positions by competent people, or by, we can say, the most suitable people. So manning means like place the right person at the right job is the responsibility of staffing manager. The staffing function of management pertains to recruitment, selection, training, development, appraisal, remuneration of personnel. It is the duty of every manager to perform this function. Like we can say that particularly or specifically, staffing manager has to perform this particular these functions like recruitment, selection, training and development, appraisal, remuneration of personnel. But if I talk about like commonly, that yes, it is the responsibility of every department's head of the department, of the manager, that how to manage their employees effectively. Like what that means, if he is going to, like, training is not only done of the job only. That means it is not only done by the trainer who is calling from outside. No, it is also done by the immediate supervisor. So time to time, if he's training, if he's giving training to his team members, if departmental head is interacting with the people, encourage their morale level, and we can say that if or what kind of people is needed in his department. So if this kind of duties, if head of the department will take, like, so obviously the whole responsibility will be done in a better way. So we can, like this is very true that yes, staffing manager has to do these all things, but at the simultaneously this head of the department also take care of this thing, that which person is required in his department, because ultimate staffing manager also need information from his department, or from the departmental head only. So obviously they have to work combinedly, then only right person will be placed at right time and at the right position. Let's move on to the next slide, that is meaning of recruitment. Recruitment is the process of generating a pool of qualified candidates for a particular job. Yes, recruitment is what it is. After human resource planning, this recruitment needs to be done by staffing manager, where he creates the pool of candidate for the various position or for the specific position. Recruitment is a positive process of searching for prospective employees and stimulating them to apply for the jobs in the organization. Recruitment is a positive process because here there is no elimination in the recruitment process. Like if I talk about recruitment means where they create the pool of candidates so that they can have a best suitable candidate for the available jobs or for the vacant position. So it is a process of searching prospective employees, and it is basically possible when there is a suppose if there is a vacancy in the organization, if it is spread out in the market through advertisement in the newspaper, or through advertisement in the website, or through advertisement in different job portals. So that process is known as recruitment, where they collect the large number of people, or we can say the suitable people for the vacant position. The process of discovering potential candidate is recruitment. Recruitment is where they discover the potential candidate, and how we can judge that the candidate who are applying for the particular job is potential enough. That is basically depend on the clarity of the information which is spread out by the organization to the whole market. Right. So recruitment is where they give advertisement of different vacancies arise in the organization. So clarity of information is very important to have the potential candidate who will apply for the vacant position of any specific organization. According to Edwin B. Flippo, recruitment is a process of searching for prospective employees and stimulating and encouraging them to apply for the jobs in the organization. So recruitment is where they search out the prospective employees for the vacant position and encourage them to apply. Like encouragement, how it is possible in recruitment to encourage people, like through the pay scale, through working conditions. They can encourage them. They can encourage those potential candidates who can eager to apply for the vacant position. So obviously the information, the set of information which is going to be delivered by the organization to the prospective employees, like of the vacant position, that should be enough attractive, that should be enough stimulative, so that the potential candidate who lies in the market will apply quickly, so that potential candidate or the best people the organization will get for the vacant position. Recruitment is the process to discover the sources of manpower to meet the requirement of the staffing schedule and to employ effective measures for attracting that manpower in adequate numbers to facilitate effective selection of an efficient working force according to Delhi order. If I talk about recruitment definition by Delhi order, it means that he basically tells that recruitment is a process where the manager or the staffing manager get the sources of manpower, that from which source he can have or he can discover his prospective employees, right? And on the basis to meet the requirement of staffing schedule, yes, whatever that means, like whatever requirement is arised from human resource, after human resource planning, that means how many number of people is required, right, with this specification, this can be done through recruitment only, right? So sources of recruitment, identification of sources of manpower is basically done in recruitment process. Recruiting refers to the process of attracting potential job applicant from the available labor force. That means recruiting is where they attract the people, they attract the potential people for the vacant position who are available in the market, who are available even in the even we can say not in the organization, but yes, so it's not like in the organization, no, but yes, we can say that if somebody is left organization, like for certain reason, so obviously we can call them back through this recruitment. So that we will discuss later on through internal and external sources. But yes, recruitment main job is to attract potential candidate for the opening position. The recruitment process also interact with other personnel functions, especially performance evaluation, compensation, training and development, and employees relations. Recruitment process is basically, we can say that whatever information we transfer or we transmit to the particular candidate, or not to the particular candidate, to the prospective employees or to the different employees, prospective employees who lies in the market, who are not who still not a part of organization, or we can say the potential candidate, right? So recruitment through recruitment information, because in recruitment during recruitment, the information like how many jobs are there, right, and what are the specifications is needed. That means the candidate should be postgraduate with this much of percentage, or he must have at least 10 years of experience. So this kind of a specification or this kind of information needs to be in advertisement, right? So with this, and what kind of work he has to do, that job description also explained in recruitment, right? So this kind of preparation of information is done in recruitment, and this information is also helpful for performance evaluation. Like once he recruited by the organization for vacant position, and after a certain period of time, this performance evaluation need to be there, like where staffing manager evaluate or cross check his performance, and how he will evaluate his performance on the basis of the standard performance. And standard performance will be written in job description, which is a part of recruitment itself. So obviously this recruitment information like job description, job specification is also helpful to perform these functions like performance evaluation, even for compensation, that how much salary we should give, or we should give to the person after on the basis of performance appraisal, right? So what will be the salary, what was the initial salary, and now how much upgradation is important in his compensation. So this kind of changes can be done on the basis of standard information, or we can say the initial information which is given by the organization to the prospective employees through advertisement, right? Next is features of recruitment. If I talk about features of recruitment, recruitment is a searching and attracting function. Yes, it is the function where we attract, where we search out our prospective employees in the for the vacant position. Next one is, it is a process. Yes, it is not a specific event, it is a process. It involves certain steps. Recruitment is not it involves certain steps, because recruitment cannot be done just at one hand. Like it's not, it needs, I mean, there are certain steps which should be followed by the staffing manager, then only recruitment can be done in a better way. So obviously it is a process. Next one, it is a linking activity. Why it is a linking activity? Because this is the first time communication will be done between the organization and the prospective employees. So through recruitment, through advertisement, basically through advertisement which is given by the organization about the vacant position to the prospective employees, right? So it is the first time, or we can say the initial communication will be communication between the organization and the recruitment, due to which the prospective employees and the organization link with each other for the first time. So that's why we call it that it is a linking activity. It is pervasive function. Yes, recruitment is something which is not limited to a one type of organization or one level of organization. For every type of organization, we have to have this employees, and to have employees in the organization to get the work done effectively and efficiently in any type of organization, we need recruitment. We have to search out people or attract people for the vacant position. So that's why it is pervasive function. It is a positive activity. Why it is a positive activity? Because in recruitment function, we never eliminate people. We just discover people, we just search out people, we just get the pool of candidate for the vacant position, so that we can have, or the staffing manager will get the best suitable candidate for the vacant position. To locate the sources of people, recruitment is the only function through which we can have the sources, that from which source we can have the large pool of candidate. Importance. If I talk about importance of recruitment, the process is important to encourage and attract candidates. Recruitment is important to encourage and attract candidates, to get ample amount of application for the job vacancy. If the organization will get the ample amount of job application, then only he can have a scope of choosing the best suitable candidate. So obviously we can say that this ample amount of application is much needed for the organization through recruitment. And how much recruitment information is strong enough, it is totally based on the recruitment information which is transmitting by the organization to the prospective employees. Then only they can have the ample amount of application, and then only they can have a scope of search out the best suitable candidate for the vacant position. It is very important step of planning and analysis about the present and future manpower requirement of the organization. Yes, because recruitment is done on the basis of demand and supply, on the basis of vacancies which is arise. Like if they are not clear, if the staffing manager is not clear that how much people we need for present and how much people we need for the future, then obviously they will not have a backlog of prospective employees for the future as well. So obviously it is very important, this recruitment is very important, because in recruitment, like human resource planning, we separately also study this human resource planning, and somehow this human resource planning can and recruitment we study combinedly, right? So yes, recruitment basically tells you that how much people we need for the present requirement and for the future as well. So in this way, they can have, the staffing manager can have a backlog for the prospective employees. So whenever they want to hire, they can have the applications, and on the basis of that they can hire the best suitable candidate for the vacant position. It bridges the gap between the employer and their future employees. Yes, because it bridges the gap, because recruitment is the process through which the advertisement flows from organization to the prospective employees, right? So it bridges the gap between the employer, the organization, and the the people who exist in the market. It reduces the turnover of employees due to the correct matching of candidate expectation and the rewards offered by the organization. That means recruitment is very important for any organization, because recruitment transmit the set of information which basically encourage potential people to apply for the position, right? So that information needs to be enough attractive. The information needs to be enough attractive, and how we can make our information attractive when there is a good pay scale, when there is a good working condition, when there is a when there is information which basically stimulate people to apply for the position. So this kind of so if there is a information which enough encourage attractive for the prospective employees, then only this turnover employees may get reduced in the organization. It helps the organization to create different sources of attracting the right candidate for the job profile. And yes, this is the only function which basically tells staffing manager that what can be the source of hiring people. It is an effective way to create information pool about the prospective candidate who are suitable for the talent needs of the organization. That means it basically, this is the only function through which we can have that what kind of people or what kind of talent it's needed by the organization to fill this vacant position. Increases organizational and individual effectiveness in the short term and long term. Yes, if we hire the right number of people, best suitable candidate, then only we can increase our organization's effectiveness, because ultimate people have to do the work, right? Because without people, or we cannot imagine our organization operations effectively and efficiently. So obviously recruitment is the major step due to which we can increase our organizational as well as individual effectiveness properly. If I talk about process, these are the steps which involved in recruitment process. Number one is definition and requisition. That means first we have to identify the vacant position, that how many positions are available, or we can say open for the new candidates. So this kind of definition or this kind of identification is done in the first step. First we identify, okay, these are the people, I mean this number of people we have to hire, or we have to hire for the organization. Then only we can identify the sources, that what can be the sources. Either we go for the external sources or we can go for the internal sources. So this sources identification, or the deciding that which one is better, like shall we go for the external source or the internal source, that we will done in through sources of identifications. When we identify the sources, then communication of information. Like if we are, suppose if the staffing manager decides that let's go with the external source of the source of recruitment, and there we will spread out the information through advertisement in the newspaper. So obviously once they decide that okay, newspaper will be the source through which we will get the people, then communication of information, then those job related information will be transferred or communicated to the prospective employees through advertisement. Identifying prospective employees, once they communicate, once the information will flow from the organization to the prospective employees, then only they can apply. They can also revert back to the organization by sending application. So due to which organization will automatically identify that okay, these are the prospective employees who want to work with our organization. And once they identify, then again on the basis of their application they received, on the basis of that they shortlist or they screen the application and and on the basis of the talent which they get and on the basis of the qualities which they get through the application, they can evaluate that okay, how much how potential candidate applied for the vacant position, and due to which we can evaluate our whole recruitment process. That means how much effective our recruitment process, so that how effective were our recruitment process, and how we can identify this on the basis of the application which we have received, and on the after screening and shortlisting only we can able to identify that okay, that the on the basis of potentiality, or on the basis of potentials, on the basis of their qualification and experience, we can identify, or we can evaluate that yes, how much effective were our recruitment process. So last step is evaluation and control. Evaluation and control of what? Of whole recruitment process, due to which we can analyze that okay, this our recruitment process were good, that's why we can have this kind of prospective employees or job application for our vacant position. So this is the step. These are the steps which we have discussed in recruitment process. If we take a small brief of whole lecture, so what we have discussed today, we have discussed recruitment, staffing. What is staffing? As we know, this is the very important management function of staffing, right? Management function, that is staffing, where we hire people, where we place people, where we give training and development to the people. Time to time we make changes in their compensation. Time to time we evaluate their performance, because on the basis of performance only we make changes in their compensation. So this kind of activity which is related to the employees, which is for the employees, is done by the staffing manager. After staffing, like staffing involves certain steps, certain functions, and the number one function is human recruitment, where they identify the number of vacancies available in the organization. On the basis of that, they prepare the job description and specification and transmit the same information to the prospective employees, so that the potential or the prospective employees apply for the vacant position. So this kind of this recruitment we have discussed. And then after this recruitment, features we have discussed, then importance we have discussed, then after importance we have discussed this process. So recruitment is what? It is not a particular event, it is the whole process, because it involves certain steps, and these steps are very important to complete the whole recruitment function. Thank you.